Assalamu alaikum dear students, I hope that you are doing good and enjoying your online lectures. Today we are going to study about the types of pronouns, emphatic pronouns and reflexive pronouns. First, let me tell you about these pronouns and how are they formed. These compound personal pronouns are formed by adding self or selves to personal pronouns. Now, what are personal pronouns? Personal pronouns are the words we use as a simple substitute for the proper name or a person. Over here, the personal pronouns are given, and in front of them, their compound personal pronouns are also mentioned. In singular case, we add self, and in plural case, we add selves. Reflexive pronoun. A reflexive pronoun functions as the object of a sentence and comes after the verb, but it refers to the noun or pronoun which is the subject. Emphatic pronoun. An emphatic pronoun is used to emphasize the noun or pronoun which it refers to. Now let's discuss reflexive pronoun in detail. Reflexive pronoun refers back to the subject of the sentence and it forms the subject as well as the indirect object of the verb. For example, I locked myself out of the house. Now myself over here is the reflexive pronoun for the subject I. Now if we discuss this example in detail, whom did I lock out? The answer is I. So I is the subject in this sentence and I is also the object of this sentence. And we have used reflexive pronoun myself to refer to the subject I. Reflexive pronouns can be used in following ways. When the action done by the subject is reflected back upon the subject. For example, the boy washed himself. Now in this sentence, the action is being performed on the subject and that is boy by his own self. So the action done by the subject is reflected back upon the subject in reflexive pronoun and it is shown by reflexive pronoun. When the subject or object of the verb are the same person or thing. For example, Aisha bought herself a shirt. Now in this sentence, the subject is the same and the object is also the same because Aisha bought a shirt for her own self. They are used after verbs with prepositions to clarify which person or thing we are talking about. For example, she was sitting by herself means she was sitting alone by her own self. So, verbs with prepositions also carry reflexive pronoun to clarify which person or thing we are talking about. Emphatic pronoun. An emphatic pronoun is a pronoun that is used to emphasize on the subject or object of a sentence. Example, we saw the king himself. Himself is the emphatic pronoun for the object king. There is an easy way to identify an emphatic pronoun. A sentence will make complete sense even without an emphatic pronoun. For example, I myself will take the car. And if we remove myself from this sentence, it still will make a clear meaning. And same goes with the example, we saw the king himself, and if we remove himself from it, the sentence will still have the clear meaning. Like we saw the king and I will take the car. Now let's have a look on some more examples. I locked the room myself. They cleared the garden themselves. Jane herself let the dog loose. I locked myself in the room. The boy told himself to work hard. You will hurt yourself if you are not careful. Although reflexive and emphatic pronoun have the same form, but they can easily be identified. Reflexive pronouns form the subject as well as the indirect object of the verb, whereas emphatic pronouns simply emphasize on the noun. Let's recall the points so you can understand it clearly. Reflexive pronouns are used when the action done by the subject is reflected back upon the subject. Reflexive pronouns are used when the subject or the object of the verb are the same person or the same thing. And reflexive pronouns are used after verbs with prepositions to clarify the person or thing being talked about. Emphatic pronouns are used to emphasize the subject or object in a sentence, and if emphatic pronoun is removed from the sentence will still carry the meaning. And the form of the emphatic and reflexive pronoun is the same. I hope so you have understood the topic very well. If you have any questions, do ask them. Please like, subscribe and share the video.